Picture this. The city is still asleep, but a penthouse office is already lit. A glass of water, a clean notebook, a silent phone. No chaos, no rush. Just a person who moves like time works for them. And before a single email gets answered, before a single deal gets signed, there's one sentence they repeat. Not a good vibes quote, not a wish, a command. The kind that rewires how you think, how you decide, and what you tolerate. And that's why it quietly separates the wealthy from everyone watching them. Most people think billionaires are different because they have more money. But money is the last chapter, not the first. The first chapter is identity. And the fastest way to change your identity is not motivation, it's repetition with intention. There's a specific type of affirmation that billionaires use, sometimes without even calling it an affirmation, that trains the brain to expect bigger standards, take cleaner risks, and act before permission shows up. It's subtle, it's simple, and it's so effective that once you hear it, you'll notice it hiding in interviews, in biographies, in the way the truly wealthy explain their success without realizing they just revealed the blueprint. Here's the twist. If you've been repeating, "I am rich," or "money flows to me," and nothing has changed, you're not doing it wrong. You're using the wrong kind of sentence. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you the one affirmation that actually sticks, why it works even if you don't fully believe it yet, and the exact way to use it so it turns into real-world actions, not just pretty words. Stay with me, because once you install this, you won't just think like wealth, you'll start moving like it. Welcome back to the channel, where luxury isn't just a look, it's a mindset, a standard, and a way of moving through the world. If you're here, you're not chasing quick money or loud success. You're building the kind of wealth that changes your choices, your environment, and your future. The kind of wealth that feels quiet, inevitable, and earned. And today's video is for the person who knows they're meant for more, but refuses to rely on hype to get there. Here's what I want you to understand before we go any further. Affirmations are not magic spells. They are mental instructions. They are the language you use to program your decisions, especially the decisions you make when no one is clapping for you, when results are delayed, when you're tired, when discipline has to carry what motivation can't. And the reason this matters is simple. Your life is the result of your most repeated thoughts, not your occasional inspiration, not your once-a-month vision board, your repetition. So in this video, I'm not going to give you a list of random phrases and tell you to just believe. I'm going to show you the one affirmation pattern that aligns with how high performers and wealth builders actually think. You'll learn the sentence, the moment of the day it works best, and the one mistake that makes most affirmations completely useless. Because if your words don't change your behavior, they're just decoration. And make sure you stay until the end, because I'm also going to give you a simple way to personalize this affirmation to your exact goals. Whether you're building a business, leveling up your career, or stepping into a higher standard of living. By the time we're done, you won't just have a phrase to repeat, you'll have a script to live by. Let's talk about the biggest lie in the affirmation world, the one that keeps ambitious people stuck. You've probably heard the classics, "I am rich," "money comes to me easily," "I attract abundance." And look, they sound good. They feel good for about 10 seconds. But then real life hits. Bills, deadlines, rejection, slow progress, and suddenly that sentence doesn't feel empowering anymore. It feels fake. Your mind pushes back because it can't accept a statement that clashes with your current identity and your current evidence. That's the problem. Most affirmations are written like wishes, not like operating systems. They try to force a destination into your brain without building the bridge to get there. When you say, "I am a millionaire," while your bank account and your habits disagree, your nervous system reads it as delusion. And the brain hates delusion. It will either make you quit, numb out, or distract yourself, anything to escape that internal conflict. So you don't become more confident, you become more inconsistent. And this is where the billionaire vibe is different. The wealthy don't sit around chanting for money to appear. They don't romanticize luck. They don't rely on the universe to rescue them. They train their identity to match the level of decisions they want to make. Because money doesn't respond to need, it responds to value. And value is created by a person with standards, skills, and self-trust. So if you've been repeating phrases that make you feel temporarily inspired but permanently unchanged, it's not because affirmations don't work. It's because the common ones are built for comfort, not for transformation. In the next section, I'm going to show you the pattern that removes resistance, upgrades your identity, and quietly forces your behavior to rise without you needing to fake it every day. If you study the way real billionaires move, not the social media version, but the actual builders, you start to notice a pattern that has nothing to do with manifesting a sports car and everything to do with mental discipline. They don't wake up asking, "How do I make more money today?" They wake up asking better questions. Where's the leverage? What creates value at scale? What decision makes the next 10 decisions easier? That's why their results look dramatic, because their thinking is structured for compounding. They obsess over ownership, not just owning assets, but owning outcomes. They don't wait to be chosen, they position themselves to be unavoidable. They protect their attention like it's a portfolio, because they understand one truth most people ignore. Distraction is expensive. Every low-level conversation, every emotional reaction, every impulsive purchase, every procrastinated decision, it all drains the very thing that creates wealth: clear focus. And here's the part people miss. Billionaires aren't motivated all the time. They're decisive. They operate on standards, not moods. They have a strong internal identity that says, "This is what I do, this is who I am, this is what I tolerate, and what I don't." That identity becomes a filter. It eliminates weak choices before they even become temptations. It makes discipline feel less like suffering and more like self-respect. So when you hear someone say, "I got lucky," or "I just followed my passion," look closer. Underneath the humble language is a consistent mental script, a belief that they create outcomes, a commitment to value, and a default expectation that problems are solvable. That's why the secret affirmation we're building toward isn't about begging for money. It's about installing an identity that naturally produces money through decisions, through action, through compounding. And once you understand that, the affirmation becomes less of a phrase and more of a personal operating system. Now we're at the point of the video where most people expect something flashy, some mystical sentence that instantly attracts millions. But the real affirmation is quieter than that. It doesn't sound like a wish, it sounds like a standard. Because billionaires don't program their minds to want wealth, they program their minds to become the person who produces it. Here it is, simple, direct, and powerful enough to reshape the way you move. I am the kind of person who creates value at a high level, and I get paid accordingly. Read that again. Not "I hope," not "I'm trying," not "one day." It's identity first. I am the kind of person. Then it locks on to the real source of wealth, value, and it ends with the natural consequence: I get paid accordingly. No begging, no fantasy, just cause and effect. Say it out loud, slowly. Let your mind notice what happens. For some of you, it will feel instantly true. For others, your brain will resist because it knows your current habits don't match that level yet. Good. That resistance is not a sign it's wrong. It's a sign you just touched the exact edge of your next identity. And if you want the even more billionaire-coded version, this is the one that hits like a private rule you live by. I create value. I make decisions. I compound results. Short, clean, no emotion, just inevitability. In the next section, I'll show you why this specific structure works when other affirmations fail, because this isn't about repeating pretty words, it's about installing a belief system that forces your behavior to rise to a higher standard. This works because your brain doesn't respond to what you want nearly as much as it responds to who you believe you are. When you repeat, "I am rich," your mind immediately searches for proof. If your current reality doesn't match, it flags the statement as false, and the moment your brain labels it false, you either stop saying it or you keep saying it with zero conviction. That's why so many affirmations become background noise. They don't survive contact with your own self-image. But I am the kind of person who, that wording is psychological leverage. It doesn't demand that your bank account magically change overnight. It declares an identity, a standard, a direction. It tells your mind, this is the person we're becoming, and your brain starts scanning your environment for ways to stay consistent with that identity, because the mind craves alignment.
Then there's the phrase, creates value at a high level. That's billionaire language, whether people realize it or not. Wealth is not a reward for wanting more. It's a reward for solving bigger problems at higher quality for more people with better systems. When you affirm value, you start asking higher-level questions. What skill increases my leverage? What improves my offer? What makes me harder to replace? What creates results even when I'm not working? Those are wealth questions, and wealth follows wealth questions. Finally, and I get paid accordingly, is the standard most people avoid. They either feel guilty about money, where they secretly expect to be underpaid, overlooked, or prove themselves forever. This line corrects that. It trains your nervous system to see being well compensated as normal, clean, and deserved, because it's tied to value, not ego. So this affirmation isn't magic, it's identity engineering. It changes your internal default settings, how you decide, what you tolerate, what you pursue, and what you walk away from. And over time, those decisions compound into the only thing that ever really creates wealth, results. Now let's turn this from a powerful sentence into a billionaire-level habit, because the affirmation only becomes real when it produces evidence. Think of it like a luxury watch. The outside looks clean, but the real value is the mechanism inside. This is the mechanism. Step 1 is say it slow, specific, and like a decision. Not while scrolling, not while you're half asleep, not as background noise. Stand up, shoulders back, phone face down. Then say, I am the kind of person who creates value at a high level, and I get paid accordingly. Say it 3 times. On the 3rd time, emphasize value and accordingly. You're not trying to feel emotional, you're training authority into your voice. This takes 20 seconds, but it sets the tone for everything you do next. Step 2 is prove it immediately. Billionaires don't just think, they execute. Right after you say the affirmation, you do one action that a high-value person would do, even if it's small. Send the email you've been avoiding. Tighten your offer. Study a high-income skill for 10 focused minutes. Follow up on the lead. Review your numbers. Make the call. The goal is simple. Give your brain proof within the next 5 minutes that the affirmation is true, because evidence is what upgrades identity. Step 3 is track it like a CEO. At night, write one line. Today, I created value by blank. Keep it clean and factual. Not I tried, not I hoped. What did you do? What did you improve? What did you ship? This is how you build self-trust, by collecting receipts. And when you stack those receipts for 30 days, you don't just feel wealthy, you start thinking and moving like someone who can't go back. Do this every day for a week and you'll notice something shift. Not the universe, your standards. And that's where wealth actually begins. Now take a breath, because this part is where you lock the mindset into a feeling, not a fantasy, not a lottery dream. Quiet wealth, the kind that looks effortless because it's built on standards. Close your eyes for a moment or soften your focus and imagine the version of you who truly lives this affirmation. You wake up without panic. Your phone isn't the first thing you touch because you're not available to chaos. Your space is clean, intentional, and expensive in the way that matters. It buys you clarity. You move slowly, not because you're lazy, but because you're in control. Every choice feels deliberate.
Picture your day like a private schedule. Meetings you chose, work that matters, conversations that increase opportunity. You don't argue with low-level energy, you exit it. You don't chase approval, you build assets. You look at your calendar and it reflects power, deep work, training, strategy, recovery. Your body is well kept, your mind is quiet, your standards are non-negotiable. Now visualize money differently, not as something you're trying to pull toward you, but as a natural result of value. Payments coming in because you solved something, contracts signed because you're trusted, numbers rising because your systems work even when you're not forcing them. It feels calm, clean, earned. And in that scene, hear your own voice, steady, certain, saying the affirmation again. I am the kind of person who creates value at a high level, and I get paid accordingly. Let it land like a rule you live by, because the goal isn't to escape your life. The goal is to upgrade your identity until luxury becomes normal, until wealth is simply the echo of who you are every day. Now, before you run with this, we need to protect it, because there are a few mistakes that quietly sabotage affirmations and keep people stuck in the same cycle. Hype, inconsistency, and zero results. If you avoid these, this one sentence turns into a real identity shift. If you don't, it becomes just another quote you liked and forgot. Mistake number 1 is repeating words with no follow-through. If you say the affirmation and then spend the day avoiding hard tasks, your brain learns a dangerous lesson. My words don't mean anything. And once your mind stops trusting you, motivation dies. The fix is simple. Always attach the affirmation to one immediate action, one proof. Even small proof counts because it trains consistency. Mistake number 2 is choosing an affirmation that your nervous system rejects. If your version is too extreme, I am insanely wealthy right now, but your life feels unstable, you'll trigger resistance, guilt, or even anxiety. That's not manifestation, that's misalignment. Instead, keep it believable but stretching. Use the structure, I am the kind of person who, because it gives your brain a path, not a fantasy. Mistake number 3 is focusing on money instead of value. When your affirmation is only about getting, you unconsciously become desperate, and desperation makes you rush, overpromise, underdeliver, and tolerate low standards. Billionaire energy is the opposite, calm creation. The money is a consequence, not the obsession. Mistake number 4 is doing it for 2 days, then disappearing. Wealth is built through compounding, and compounding requires repetition. Treat this like training, a clean daily set, not a once-in-a-while mood. So, here's the correction. Keep the affirmation identity-based, attach it to proof, track your evidence nightly, and let time do what it always does for the disciplined: multiply. Now it's your turn, because this only becomes powerful when you make it personal. In the comments, write your version of the affirmation using this exact structure. I am the kind of person who. Keep it specific, high standard, and tied to value. For example, I am the kind of person who solves expensive problems and gets paid accordingly. Or, I am the kind of person who builds assets that compound. Write yours below, and I'll pin a few of the strongest ones. And if you want to go deeper into this luxury mindset, discipline, wealth principles, and affirmations that actually change your behavior, subscribe to the channel. This is where we build quiet wealth energy, clean habits, elevated standards, and billionaire-level thinking without the noise. Also, if this video hit, tap like. It tells the algorithm to show this to more people who are ready to upgrade. And next video, I'm breaking down a simple morning routine that trains your brain for high-value decisions before the world tries to steal your focus. Watch that next, because once your mornings are elite, your results have no choice but to follow. Recap this with me, because this is the entire game in one clean loop. Identity first, then decisions, then compounding, then wealth. The affirmation isn't magic. It's a mirror. It forces you to ask, if I really am the kind of person who creates value at a high level, what would I do today? And once you start answering that question with action, your life starts upgrading in ways that look sudden from the outside, but were built quietly, daily, on purpose. So here's what you do right now. Take the affirmation, say it 3 times, then prove it with one high-value action within the next 5 minutes. Don't wait for the perfect mood. Don't wait for Monday. Momentum is a luxury, and you earn it by moving first. If you want to stay in this energy, I put a video on your screen that pairs perfectly with this one because it breaks down the standards and habits that make wealth feel normal, not stressful. Click that next and keep building the version of you that doesn't chase money. It attracts it by the value you create. I'll see you in the next video.